Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome into the channel. Welcome to the first day of Vlogmas. I'm so excited to have you here and I hope you will join me for the next 31 days of videos here on the channel. Now this video is just gonna have a little bit of introduction on Vlogmas and just kind of like a little bit of a chattier introduction. So I hope you don't mind. My first year of Vlogmas, and I really want to make sure I film the first video as the first video I film. So I am just like a nod to some festiveness or festivity. I have a green sweater, so you know, I'm in the holiday spirit, but kind of like in a more subtle, chic way. I have my Santa mug. This is my holiday mug. I bought him last year. Santa has a hat. I love it. And we do have some hot coffee. Can we see? It's piping hot. I don't know if you could catch that. I have just the most subtle decorations in the background. I have a chocolate advent calendar back there. I did order the David's Tea advent calendar. Very excited about it, and that will be back there too. I also have a little box of clementines, which is a nod to an Italian tradition. Holla at me if any of your parents, or maybe not parents, but if the Befana came to your house, there's an Italian custom of the Befana, which I think is like technically like maybe like a witch of some kind. Anyway, she's like an equivalent of Santa, and she would leave usually like little candies and citrus in your stocking, or no, your shoes. I think she would leave them in your shoes, and so like clementines or mandarin oranges are like kind of typical Befana gifts. So I have my little box of clementines, and they're so in season and beautiful this time of year. I don't think it will take away from the fun we will hopefully have this season here together. The calendar is already planned and I'm very excited to bring the videos in this, I guess I'm gonna call it a series, but a series. There's gonna be a playlist of all the Vlogmas videos, so if you miss one, you can check it out right up in here. And today there's only gonna be one video in there, but if you come back at a later time, the playlist will be there. And I do just want to draw your attention to a couple of things before we start. A lot of this content would be regular kinds of videos that you might see from me, but also like in the vein of videos that I produce. I want you to mark your calendars for surprises along the way that will just be a lot of fun here. So let's dive into our very first video. I want to talk about traditions that you can start right now today for this holiday season. These are things that are free or cheap, or things that allow you to give back, and it's kind of a combination of all of these things. I'm of the personal belief that kind of no matter where you are in your stage of life, you can always like have a bit of fun on a budget. Give back, but also even like especially with holiday seasons, there's ways to participate without spending tons of money, even in terms of decorations, and how we celebrate and how we have fun in a festive season. So let's get into this list. It's a short list. There are 5 things, and I hope that there's something here that will resonate with you that you can implement this holiday season. And again, these are not things that you need to be a certain age to do, or if you need to have kids or be living alone. I think there's something here for everybody. So the first holiday tradition that you can start this year is supporting a creator. Now, what I mean by this is setting a budget. I'm thinking maybe like $10. And a lot of creators on YouTube have Patreon pages or like YouTube memberships built into the YouTube platform. To me, this is a really great idea because Black Friday can just be a lot of personal spending. And I think that there are really simple ways to give back, such as supporting a favorite creator. And a lot of channels will have memberships for like $1 to $3, but you can even find channels with memberships starting at $5 or even $10. So you don't necessarily have to support one creator or 5, whatever kind of mix feels good to you. And so you can set a budget of, let's say, $10, and you can support whatever kind of number of creators feel right for you. You could literally support 5, or just 1 or 2, whatever, you know, resonates, whoever you're really feeling the love for. And this could be a really great tradition that you start every year, where you reevaluate your list to see maybe who you would like to monetarily support this year. And it could also just be supporting a creator for 1 month if that's the budget, or dedicating, let's say, 3 or 6 months, even a year, for this $10 budget. So you get to watch extra content from people you already love, and you can financially contribute and support a beloved creator. And one of the reasons why I want to highlight this is because it is affordable, but I think we can create an experience about this. Take an hour, grab your computer, your laptop, maybe a notepad, make yourself a delicious drink, and carve out some time and make this an activity or an event. Something that you can look forward to. Who would I like to support this year? Who would I love to watch some extra content from? And for me personally, I don't own a TV or Netflix or any kind of subscription of any kind. And I recently subscribed. I paid myself to somebody's membership, and I loved it so much. And especially with like my own kind of content consumption, I have basically zero, I'm gonna call it like a television bill. So for me, it might make a little bit more sense to pay $15 or even $20. So for me, it makes total sense, because YouTube is where I watch a lot of, or YouTube is where I spend a lot of my kind of content consumption hours. So it makes a lot of sense for me personally. But I think there's something to be said about creating an experience for yourself, then making this a tradition that you can do every year. And you can include creators of any kind. And I really just love being engaged in a community that really resonates with you, and then also being really selective of the kind of content you want to bring into your own world. People who are going to support your goals and your dreams, or even if it's something just fun, like if you really love a cooking channel, that could be a really great subscription too. YouTubers and all kinds of content creators, they work so hard, and I think it's really lovely to support a content creator that you love, if your finances are there. Let's now talk about number 2, and that is a free advent calendar. It's really great to have holiday traditions that do not cost you any money. Even though the first suggestion is low cost, and you could even just subscribe to, you know, one channel for $5, it's also fabulous to have a tradition that is completely free. So I've created 2 advent calendars, and I'm going to be highlighting one from another woman. So I'll talk about her first. Becoming Who You Are is a website run by a woman named Hannah, and she has an advent journal calendar. So we sign up to that mailing list, like her advent journal mailing list, which will be linked below. You'll get emailed a new journal prompt every day for the 25 days leading up to the holidays. Well, I don't know if it's 24 or 25, but you get the idea. And so I signed up for this because I think this is a really great idea, especially if we're thinking about being conscious about winding down this year, thinking about how things went this year, and maybe thinking forward to next year. And so this is a really great time for reflection, and it's also a really busy time for a lot of people. So carving out some time for yourself and for some self-reflection is just a really great act of self-care. So I have signed up for this, but also just like a disclaimer out there, I have not been a part of this before, so I don't know what the journal prompts are going to be, how great they'll be, or how much they'll resonate with you. But I've signed up because I really do have high hopes. I think it's a really great idea and something that is incredibly important when we're feeling extra busy. Now, the 2 calendars that I've designed, one is a personal one that has things that I am actually doing this season, and then also one called the Daily Kindness Advent Calendar. And so my personal one has things kind of built into it that are like, yes, there's some overlap between the 2, but things that resonate with me, things that I want to do, and things that are maybe a little bit more holiday specific, like watching movies and reading books, but also things that are about kindness and giving back, and also some self-care implemented in there. So it's a lot of just what I want to do this season, and I'm going to put that in there as well. Both of these are Notion templates, and the reason why I created it on Notion is because it's the easiest for me, but at the same time they're very user-friendly. So I've put in some things in there like ice skating or calling my nonna, and that thing might not happen on that exact day. Like, I want to go ice skating outside, it just might not have time that day, or the temperature might not be great. So you can just like click and drag and move these things around. It's just, for some of them, it's just an actual reminder that I want this to be done, and it's a placeholder. Whereas there are other things that I do want to be done on that day, like I've bought a ticket for something, or one of the things I want to do is go to the One of a Kind show. I have wanted to go for nearly a decade and have just never gone, and I really would like to go this year. Something like that is on the list as well. So you can rearrange as you see fit if something doesn't work in your schedule, or you can add your own or create your own calendar. If what I have does not resonate with you, you can totally create your own. The Daily Kindness Advent Calendar is generally free. Like, all the activities on there are basically free because they're about kindness, but there's some things like baking for a neighbor. It does cost money to bake a baked good. You need to gather your materials, but the majority of things have no cost associated with them. So if you want to create your own, if Notion is not the thing that resonates with you, I totally encourage you to do that. Maybe do it on paper, or gather your family or your spouse and do this together. That would be a lot of fun, I think. I know there's a lot of people who do, let's say, 25 days of holiday movies. I've seen that one before. Let me know if you've ever done an advent calendar. I would love to hear your free advent calendar ideas down in the description box below. The great thing about advent calendars is that you can change them up year after year as your needs change, or even as your families change. You don't have to hold yourself to any kind of specific idea or arrangement, and I could see that being really important if you have, let's say, you have no kids and then you have kids, or you have kids and then they've become older, they've become teenagers after a few years, and so the kinds of things that you might want to do would really change over the years. And what I also love about this advent calendar is that you can build tradition into the advent calendar without having to, let's say, make a list and schedule all of these things separately. Number 3 is a physical advent calendar, and there are so many out there on the market, and I've seen things like a candle advent calendar. I'll show you a picture right over here. I've also seen, I've seen a couple of candle advent calendars, and there's beauty advent calendars and tea advent calendars, and even like things for like tea, coffee, socks. There's so many out there, and if you're watching this, it would be December 1st at least. And I don't want you to feel like you're late to the party because you're coming across this idea and you're like, maybe this year I want to do that. You do not, one, have to spend a lot of money, and two, you do not need to have to reinvent the wheel on this. I bought a chocolate advent calendar, and I'm doing it with my partner, and I know there's mostly kids who do it, but I am so excited, and that kind of small activity just brings me a lot of joy. And you could be so simple with it. You can go to the grocery store today and pick up one that is less than $10. You could probably find some that are under $5, and I've spent $5 on a tasty advent calendar that can bring you just a little bit of holiday joy, and you don't need to spend a ton of money to do it, and no need to panic or pay for rush shipping, so you could get a fancy or expensive beauty or kind of lifestyle advent calendar. Next up is a self-selected gift. Hannah posted a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I'm thinking it might have been 2019, but I could be wrong. She had a friend create a beauty advent calendar for her, and it was such a beautiful idea. That can also qualify as a way for you to implement an advent calendar in your life. But one thing I'm thinking about is, you don't have to spend any money on this, is pick out your most favorite or treasured makeup, wrap it in a beautiful packaging and put it under your tree to open as a gift for yourself on Christmas morning, and do your makeup with that on Christmas. Or I think what might be even more fun is to do that with an outfit. Imagine taking some of your most favorite pieces from your wardrobe, wrapping them up, folding them really beautifully, putting them as a gift to yourself, and then wearing that outfit Christmas or Boxing Day, something like that. I think that would be incredibly fun. I was thinking of just doing makeup. I had some ideas in my mind, but I think I might do the outfit too, because there's something to be said about missing something, like knowing that it's not there and also looking forward to it. That can just be really exciting and a little bit of a treat. And while you might remember most of what you put in there, if you do it early enough, like maybe today, and you literally leave it under your tree for 20 days, there's a good chance you might forget about something in there and then be surprised. And even if you do remember, I think you can be with having a lot of love and excitement and joy just with that alone. The last thing I want to talk about is holiday outfits or holiday clothing. If you already have a holiday Christmas sweater, break it out and pick a couple of days where you can wear it. My partner and I have matching holiday sweaters. They're not like the traditional ugly Christmas sweater. It kind of has like I think it's called Fair Isle, like a Fair Isle print on it. That is not coming out in this video because that's a tradition between us that I really just want to stay between us. So you can do that. And I think a lot of people will only wear these things to like an ugly Christmas sweater kind of party, but we will wear ours on Christmas Day. We'll also wear ours to go skating, or if we're doing some kind of activity or just like having a particular dinner together, we'll be like, okay, is it sweater day? Yeah. And then we'll wear our sweaters. You can even just like put it on, go for a walk, and then like come home and just like have a beautiful drink after and kind of make that an experience. But I'm not encouraging you to go out and buy anything. I am encouraging you to use what you have. And I think what you can do if you don't have that kind of sweater is to reinscribe reinscribing meaning, or reinscribe meaning is like, that is such a term that is used so much in my community, like my academic community. And you can pick something from your closet and reinscribe meaning and make it a holiday specific item that you could do in the exact same way that I talked about those sweaters. So you could just wear it to work, or you can create some moments with it, you know, going out for a walk with it, or wearing it for a cozy Sunday morning, anything like that. So I have two examples and I use them both differently. The first thing is the skirt, and I don't think you would have ever seen this on my channel. I've had this, I think this is gonna be the third or fourth year with it. I think I got this in 2018, although I'm not sure. So it's this, I don't know if this is technically like a tartan, but it's a skirt, and this actually used to be ankle length on me, and a couple of years ago I got it hemmed and it's now like sitting just above the knee. I got like at least half of it taken off, if not more. It was just way too long, but I loved the print, and the seamstress did a really beautiful job. So it's a super thick skirt, and then it also has a lining inside. It's perfect for the season, and I've worn this to dressier events. I wore this to the ballet. I think I have a bad picture of that outfit somewhere, like, I mean, with bad lighting. So I'll wear this to dressier events, and this is something that I'm okay literally wearing 2 times a year and then having this in my closet for 20 years. This, as I said, is my 4th season with it. I'm pretty sure my 4th. And I'm not sick of it, and just is so special because it's just holiday. And then after Christmas rolls around, I retire this. The other option would be something like this sweater. It's a red sweater. I've already worn it on in a video. I was testing whether I wanted this to be in my fall capsule, if I wanted to like what I wanted to do with it, or if I wanted this to just be a holiday piece. So this is a secondhand J. Crew sweater, and this is like a pretty good knit. It's a really beautiful knit, and I paid a really great price for it. This is one that is an example of something you could pick that you could just wear for the holiday season, although I will not be, because this is one that I like to wear or have in the past worn it before and after, and have worn this into the winter, into February and March. So you could just wear a sweater like this, or if it's not a sweater, or it could be a dress or even a blouse. I also have a red sweatshirt, which, I mean, I showed you one and I wore it in an empties video, but it's a very similar color, although it's just a different style, and that kind of applies as well. And one of the beautiful things about picking items like this is that you can not just feel fun and festive and incorporate this thing into your life year after year, but you can make some great memories in it. And my partner and I have been wearing our sweaters for 5 years, and we have so many memories in them. And one of the things I love to do is just kind of look at how even our styles and aesthetics have changed year after year. So these are just some free and cheap, affordable ways to get a little bit festive and establish holiday traditions that you can hopefully use year after year. Let me know your holiday traditions in the comments down below that are free or affordable, and I'm very excited to hear what you have to say. And I'm so excited to launch Vlogmas with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe so you can catch Vlogmas videos as they come out this month, and I really hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.